Dr. Grace Kyoon-Achan is the Vice President of the Nigerian Association of Manitoba Incorporated, NAMI, an umbrella organization of Nigerians residing in Manitoba, Canada. We got Dr. Kyoon-Achan, a research fellow at the Manitoba First Nation Center for Aboriginal Health Research, on the leadership table on iAfricavoices. She talks about NAMI, the strategies for promoting intercultural collaboration amongst Nigerians, and how the organization works with the Nigeria High Commission in Ottawa to strengthen the tenets of citizens' diplomacy in Canada. Thank you very much for joining us. So you're the Vice President of the Nigerian Association in Manitoba. I see that the association is trying to build a formidable community together with prosperity. Can you tell me more about that?
Absolutely. So the Nigerian Association in Manitoba is an umbrella organization for all Nigerians in Manitoba. Okay, so regardless of religion, regardless of professions, business, whatever people do, if you're a Nigerian or of Nigerian descent, we strive to be that organization that continues to unite us, even though we're not in our motherland.
Excellent. Sounds good. So how do you do that? I mean, how do you network with people in the community, talking about Nigerians now? Because I see what the Nigerian Canadian Association in Ottawa goes through, trying to get people together, especially when you have people having their own ethnic groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the thing with Nigerians that transcends any kind of ethnic group is just who we are, just in terms of being people who are really sociable, out there, fun loving. We like good people. I think any Nigerian, regardless of where they're from, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, doesn't really matter. If they meet another good Nigerian, they want to stay connected. So our success, I guess, in uniting Nigerians in Manitoba has been just that, striving to be people who are there. We have a listening ear. We connect to Nigerians one person at a time. And the community is such that when you meet one Nigerian, you're likely to meet 20 others through just that one, right? So we take that snowball approach to connecting with people. We meet one Nigerian, we introduce ourselves, we introduce the organization, but we also offer information, right? Because when people move from Nigeria here, they want to be, quite often it's a big change. They want to know what Manitoba is about. They want to know how to be successful. They want to know how they can find work, how they can raise their family so there's no culture clash, right? So we strive to have those, kinds of information on hand for individuals and families that we meet. And if it helps one person, they pass that information down to the next person, and to the next, and to the next, and to the next. And before you know it, we're connected that way. And I know I have even my personal cell phone open for the community. I say, call me anytime. You have a question, call me. And I think too that because I work on a university campus, I've over time become, I'm going to say, a useful resource for people, right? So students, parents, different people, wanting their kids to, or who already to be at the university, or who already have children at the university, just connect and ask questions, and there you go. There's that community connecting with families, and then there is connecting with young people. on campus.
You see what I like about your position as the vice president and your role in the university? It's like you're taking care of two things, okay? You're connecting Nigerians, helping them go through the Canadian experience, and you're able to look out for young Nigerian students. How are the students doing generally from your perspective, dealing with some of them?
I'm glad you asked. I think leaving home for any Nigerian child is is a big step. Okay, so leaving home, and then not just leaving home to go to some university in Nigeria, leaving home to go thousands of kilometers away from home can be a very isolating experience for Nigerian students. So what I find, especially with the younger ones, the ones who have just arrived, is usually at first when they arrive, it's that sense of freedom, right? Oh, we're so happy, we're in Canada, we're so far away from our parents. Hopefully we never see them again, type feeling of freedom. And then over time, the realization that they now have to be grown up, have to be responsible starts to set in. And then they realize the culture is not exactly the same as where they've just come from. They start to face different things, new curriculums, different ways of learning, different expectations for learning, different social expectations. And then unfortunately too, sometimes difficulties like you're not being fully accepted the way they would normally be accepted back at home, so some might choose to say racism or discrimination and things like that, but they face something that is different than what they were used to at home.
Let's talk about the parents here now who are members of the association. What exactly are you doing with them? Are you offering the same kind of support, or is it a platform where people just come together, talk about how life is going in Canada and what you can do together to support each other, and also how you can support Nigeria as a country?
Exactly what you said. With every opportunity to meet, uh, people talk, right? People talk, people connect, and then people share things. Well, how's it going for you? How is work? Where are you working? The best opportunities. So the connection is where our strength lies, just bringing people together, and then organically people will talk, right? And support each other. And so people have gotten jobs from just coming out to a picnic, for example, and meeting other families, and someone says, oh, look, here is where I work, and there might be an opportunity for you, and they connect you. You're connected. You just got something good that came from that. Being a woman too, I try to bring women together around different things. Okay, so Women's Day is important for us. Whatever the theme is, we bring women together around that, and we just talk. What is happening at home for you? Immigration is a challenging thing for families. Okay, it brings a lot of opportunities, but it also brings a lot of changes. Just like we were saying with the young people,
Yeah.
say take marriage for example, it changes the dynamics quite a bit, and it affects men differently. Usually with with men maybe not being able to um, assert the kind of 100% full control that maybe they had, or that maybe our cultures taught us is the way to be, right? And it's not because anyone is trying to emasculate them or take power away, but just the way the society is structured. It's structured around teamwork. More teamwork than I'm here and the other person is there. So, but realizing that families, women and families, the women especially, because I can speak on that side because that's where I'm at,
Yeah.
having the right kinds of tools to ease into a more team environment, and also even help the partner, right? Because
Yeah.
we've had just incredible, we've had horrible family problems occur as well. Unfortunately, we've seen divorces, we've seen separations, we've seen just bitter pain even when people are together. But it's really from knowing, understanding where we've come from. When you're in Nigeria, there are things you take for granted. You don't have to really learn your culture. It's there, you pick it up. But
Yeah.
when you're now faced with a different culture, then you see where your own differences lie.
Yeah.
Now you can turn around and look at your own differences as a problem, or you can look at it as just that, a difference, and it must, if it's just different, what are the strengths in where I'm coming from and what I already have? How can I harness those and build into what is good and strong here too?
That's
So those kinds of conversations, right? And it's everything, to sexual health, to domestic violence, to
yeah.
to working in a way that is good, so that you don't have these 4 jobs and you're gone the whole time,
Yes.
and then one day when you've worked so much and built that big house, your family is gone. Then what? So real life situations where we can just sit together as women and talk, but also
Excellent.
talk about what does success really look like
Mm.
for you. If you made that trip, if you're here now and this is your new reality, how can you just be successful? And you don't have to measure it by anybody else's parameters. Measure it by your own. Yeah.
You know why I was laughing at the beginning when you were talking about the meeting with women, and the issue of moving from Nigeria, where we have a different culture, and then you come into Canada where it's different, and you just need to find a way around it, how to be supportive of each other. I remember when we came here, I just had to do everything. In Nigeria, we had family support. You could afford to get someone, a house help, to come to the house and help. And I came here, I asked how much it would cost to pay someone to take care of the children at home. And I realized it was the salary of a permanent
Yep.
secretary in Nigeria. And I said, oh my God, how am
Yep.
I going to get
Yeah,
that?
exactly. Yep.
So we now decided that, look, we just need to help each other in the house. And I remember my husband was doing dishes once, and then while he was doing it, all of a sudden he just realized that he was doing dishes.
This.
He just said to himself, oh my God, I'm washing plates.
Yep.
Chief, can you imagine if they have a camera in the village and they see me now? And then he just left it. He's like, no, I'm not washing anymore. We had
Yeah.
a good laugh. So you see that kind of mentality, here, so I just wonder how the men are navigating that
Yeah.
process.
As Nigerian parents, we put a lot of energy into training the girl child. My daughter needs to be home. She needs to be this. She needs to learn how to cook. She needs to learn how to sew. We train the girl child, and then we forget the boy child. The only thing we tell them is, you're a man. You're strong. You're this and that. You'll provide for your family. These sorts of things. We speak to the boy child. We train the girl child. So we have these amazing wife materials. So whether they choose to get married or not, the girl will know how to hold herself. She has had this whole training. The boy child, on the other hand, will go around probably with a sense of entitlement, expecting for some woman to be taking care of him at every point in life. It'll be from his mom to his sister, if he has any, to aunties, grandmother, if he has that, to wife, to even girlfriends, right? There should always be some woman to think for him and take care of him. I think that's a travesty. I think we've done our men a lot of disservice, and Nigeria needs to get to the point now where, the same way we talk about educating the girl child, education and training are two different things. We need to talk about training the boy child. What does it mean to be a man, really? To be in a good relationship with a woman, right? A good, respectful relationship. What does that look like? And for society to stop this thing of thinking, well, if you're really helping your wife, then somehow you're less than a man. That doesn't make sense. But it's because we've not taken the time to talk to our men about this. So they themselves struggle when they find themselves in those situations. They feel less, where they should feel privileged, where they should feel, I'm doing this. Me doing dishes doesn't make me less. It makes me a loving man. That's changed that narrative. It really does make me a loving man. It makes me someone who is sensitive to, when my wife is tired, or it just even makes me a contributor in my family. Because if you're part of that family, you're contributing. This is you giving into something that is growing and also caring for you. terms of what we're doing for the men, I know they meet in small groups, maybe not formally, but when you make community connect, friendships build. And I know men need friendships, good, meaningful, deep friendships. It's not just hello, hi, like the Oyibos do, it's all formal and this, but they need to sit together, maybe have a drink together and really laugh and connect, really deeply. So that when the man starts to feel isolated, he needs to be able to have someone in the community he can talk to. If his kids go all haywire, he probably needs to look for another man who can say, come in and, talk to my child. We're doing things where the men can come out to us with the family, our picnics, meetings, whatever we can do to bring the men together, but also encouraging the men on the professional front. I find the women tend to get jobs faster, maybe even, grow much faster than the men, because we're nimble uh, and used to juggling things. But our men sometimes will not even take certain jobs, right? Oh, this is below me. Like you said, especially if someone comes in and, like you said, your husband's a chief. He may think, why would I ever want to go be cleaning up? You know what I mean? Even if you match dollar for naira and this is a better pay, his sense of pride
Yes,
still comes
the
in.
word.
Yeah, his sense of manliness, comes into question. So how do we mitigate those? So we have this professional, I think it's called Nigerian professionals in Manitoba. They run workshops, and there's just a series that is ongoing, and they talk about different things, to resume writing, to being successful in the corporate world. They bring people in to talk about how they started small and then they grew, and it's become a great meeting point.
I'm very happy with what NAMI is doing. And do you have so many people registering with the association? Because in the past, some of the Nigerian Canadian associations that I've been involved with, you find out that some people don't even want to be members of the association. I keep wondering, why is that? And oh, it's a Nigerian thing, forgetting that a day is coming when you need them.
Mm-hmm.
Like this passport intervention that is going
Exactly.
on now. I came to Manitoba. I didn't know about it, and I live in Manitoba. Are you
Mm-hmm.
a member of the association?
That's exactly what happens. Is some people want to isolate from not just the association, but want nothing to do with other Nigerians. It beats me. I don't understand it. But remember, I said with the young people coming here, they get this initial time when they just want their freedom, and it's usually a trajectory, right? They do get to a point where they realize, I can't isolate here. I need my community, right?
Uh,
I think even with families, it can be that way. People sometimes, when depending on even the circumstances under which they left Nigeria, they might have been so traumatized back home that when they get here, they don't want to see another Nigerian, right? Or they just want to forget everything Nigeria. Take all the insecurity that is happening there right now. When people leave, they leave with that. They leave as an escape. They go, I had so many problems in Nigeria, I don't want to ever look back. But over time, they realize, it's not just that country, it's the people.
that's right.
And you do need the community, and they come back. So when people are like that, I don't worry about it. I just still, you know I respect it. We will still try and reach out if we know that person. If we don't, then whenever they feel like they need community, they can come. To your question, are they registering? Yes, they are.
Good.
Those who know and value the community do register, and it's not very expensive. It's just a nominal fee for a year, but something always pulls people, right? There's always pull and push factor. The passport intervention has been really key.
Mhm.
and just so opening up the association and having people coming in and being interested, because they don't want to make that trip to Ottawa to renew a passport. So it's convenient for them, right, to have us bring that intervention right here. When there are deaths, people sometimes get so confused, right? That's a very difficult thing, and all of a sudden they need someone to be around them. That has been a draw. But also African stores have been popping up, quite a bit. And if you sell African items, who are your customers? The community. So then they know that when they come to us, we can advertise whatever they do. So on a business front, we're attractive too.
Let's talk about the passport intervention. What was it like coordinating that and organizing it? Because I know how difficult it can be.
Getting information out to Nigerians and having them act on it quickly is difficult. So we put things on the website, and then there's still people who show up to us on the day of the intervention. And they go, okay, here's my application form and my money. And we're going, no, you were supposed to have go online, make your payments, and this is the process. So I think one thing that has worked is repeating things over and over and over again. So we do a blast, we say, this is when the High Commission will be sending out a delegation. Then we repeat it every week.
But
Every week.
why do Nigerians find it really difficult to go on a website to gather information? Because the Nigerian High Commission is also facing the same challenge.
Mm. Honestly, I think it's people just take things for granted, and they feel like we have a Nigerian way of doing things. If I just go there and I say, please, I really forgot or something, then someone will accept those documents from you. What they don't realize is you're not even paying money to us. You're paying straight to immigration, I
Yeah,
think, right? We're just coordinating the
that's it.
delegation coming in to do that here. So repeating that and saying, if you show up on the day off, we will not be able to help you. And I think doing it over time too, because maybe 2 years ago more people did that, and then when they showed up and realized that we really could not accept anything from them, then the next time around they were proactive in going and paying, right? um, I don't think a lot of that happened this year, so it's been repetition, really repetition, but also being strict.
Good. So, is the association exploring the possibility of connecting with the Nigeria High Commission in Canada to make the rapport between Nigerians in Manitoba more seamless, that people can get information about what's going on at the High Commission, and the High Commission can also find out from the association what's happening with Nigerians in Manitoba?
Yes, we would like that very much, and we've tried, and we will continue to try. We are aware that the High Commission is busy most of the time, but we do stay connected. Our publicity secretary, Mr. Wilson Akinwale, is amazing. He's fantastic with reaching out to people, and he's always that link. He stays in touch with the High Commission. We've brought the High Commissioner out to Manitoba before, to just connect with the community, and it was just a Q&A session where he stood up there and people asked all kinds of questions, but it was putting a face to the High Commission, right? This was the commissioner standing there. It was somebody now people could take cards from, and maybe not try to bother him so much, but to show that he could do that, and he could fly out and connect with Nigerians here. It was good. It brought the High Commission closer.